I'd have never considered playing a visual novel until now. That's what the channel's all about. That message, pin that shit, because that's what this channel's all about. Right, right? Right? Like, the last time I really felt this way, of all things, was Ace Combat. When I played Ace Combat on the channel, and I Do Drugs was in here, and just for context, you guys know him. He's been one of my best friends for over a decade now, and he plays Far Cry, the latest NHL game, and sunk like a couple 100 hours into Skyrim. And to have him here in chat when we played the most bare bones, early 3D polygon graphics flight arcade combat game, and be like, man, I want to get a flight game now. Like, that's what this fucking channel's all about to me. And just every time somebody sees something that I've played here or done here, and if it just inspires somebody to be like, yeah, you know what? I'll give that a shot. I'll play Final Fantasy 1. I don't know. I'm just very happy. I'm just very happy because I'm sticking to my guns in a lot of ways, and it's working. It's working for me, right? It's working for me. And I'm so happy. I really am. And next week we're gonna play some of my favorite games of all time. That's exciting. I'm very excited for that. So, without further ado, it's time for the finale for the house in Fata Morgana. As I stated a moment ago, 4 months, 50 hours, a truly gargantuan, astounding epic of a story. I couldn't have predicted that we would wind up where we are today from day one. The amount of twists and turns and the way that the story unfolds, and every single stupid line of dialogue folds into itself and matters later on. And even like these first 3 doors that you think are just standalone vignettes only connected by the white-haired girl, here we are 45 hours later, and every single little nugget of context and exposition mattered to fully flesh out these characters in this story where we are right now. I do wish that they re-mentioned Pauline and ham sandwiches. They didn't. I was kind of let down by that. But aside from that, that's my one qualm with the game so far. And Javi. Yeah, of course. Justice for Javi. It's very interesting, because I think every single other character that had a portrait that you saw came back in one way or another, right? Maria came back, Nelly came back, Pauline came back, Yukimasa, obviously the main characters. Javi had a full illustrated portrait. Like the guy that Nelly was sent off to in door 1, and they went to that opera, that dweeb dude, he had a couple lines, but he didn't have a portrait made, so it didn't really count. Not seeing Javi here, I think that's interesting. And Tommaso, right, no portrait. There were other characters. Other named characters. But usually, like, the distinction of did they get a portrait, that made the difference. Except for Javi. Justice for Javi. All right. Here we go, everybody. The finale of the house in Fata Morgana. Beyond it, a spiral staircase extends high into the sky. Every time I've climbed these stairs, it's always been a solemn affair. And now is no different. I've succeeded, though. I've got them all here, ready to set her free before she's supposed to die. I have changed the past. Giselle. Can you hear me, Giselle? I made it in time. Now Morgana doesn't have to die tomorrow. I did it. Giselle. With me. Come on. Do you guys hear talking behind the door? Is there someone else in there with her? There couldn't be. It's only Morgana. Stay with me, please. Come on, you can't give up now. Oh, be quiet. As if you have any idea what I'm going through. Of course I do. No. Standing before the door at the top of the stairs, a chill runs down my spine. Before I have time to consider what might have caused it, my body moves on its own. I shove my way past the other men and push open the door. I know. I'll come up with something pleasant to take your mind off things. I'll come up with a story. A story? How about this? A dove flies in through the window up above, a piece of parchment tied to its leg. It's a letter from the prince of a neighboring land. You read it, and then you write a response. I don't respond. After exchanging letters back and forth for some time, the prince comes to find you. I'm not going to fall for your stupid fantasies. Holding on to something, even a fantasy, is better than believing in nothing at all. I don't want you to give up hope. Baseless hope only breeds despair. Not that you would know that. Besides, if anyone's going to come for me, I don't want it to be a prince. There's only one person I want to see. We're all stunned to silence at the scene unfolding beyond the door. Morgana is having a conversation with herself. This does answer the question of who the white-haired girl is and where she came from. But I can't. This is just... No one should have to go through this. Her mind has split into two. Oh, Morgana, it looks like you have visitors. They're here to take my blood. Or they've got no use for me anymore and are here to kill me. Oh, don't be so negative. Look, there's someone new. Kill me. Just set me free already. Morgana, you know what my wish is. Kill me and curse. Put a curse on them. Come on, Morgana. Look up at them. Your letters. They made it. I never wrote any letters. He's got long hair as white as snow and eyes like rubies. He's beautiful, like an angel descended from heaven. An angel? Morgana. I've come for you, Morgana. I've come to set you free. Would you please undo her shackles, Jacopo? As you say. Damn. Morgana. Angel? Can you hear me, Morgana? At long last, I have the chance to hold you while you're still alive. I'm here to get you out of this tower. You have nothing to worry about anymore. You can go outside again, see the sun. You can go back to your old life. Angel. Morgana. Angel. No one's going to hurt you anymore, Morgana. And the three of them by the door, none of them had any malice for you. Angel. You're free. You can go free again. Angel. You can have a normal life. No one's gonna take any more of your blood. Angel. Please, Morgana, please, stay with me. Don't you want to leave this place? I'm going to set you free. I'll take you back to your cottage by the lake. I'll get you medicine. I'll help you with anything you need. If you want to go somewhere far away, I'll take you there. I'm begging you. I've waited so long for this moment. Morgana, I've been waiting so long for God to send an angel. Are you an angel? Are you an angel sent to deliver me from this place? Please, deliver me unto my Father's presence. I can't go back out there. I can't live in the mortal realm any longer. I don't want to. There's only one place I wish to go. Oh, holy servant of the Lord, you are an angel, aren't you? Morgana, please, deliver me from this place. Yes, that's right. I am. For now, yes, I will be. I am the Archangel Michael, sent to deliver your soul unto God the Father, your angel. I have descended from heaven above. That's wonderful. Morgana, his father, is he proud of me? Your Father, the Lord Almighty, is exceedingly proud of the great work you have done in his name. Thank you. It means so much to me to hear that. I couldn't be happier to be able to return with you to see him. Morgana. Morgana. Morgana! Her body goes limp in my arms as the last of her life slips away. There should have been more than enough time to spare, but still I failed to save her life. At the very least, I hope I was able to provide her some comfort in her final moments. I'm allowed to think that, aren't I? We were too late. But why? Wasn't she not supposed to die until... That's what you said, isn't it? That's how it was supposed to happen, right? So how come we still didn't make it? Why didn't you do anything? Why did you just let her wither away like this? Why? Answer me. I have no answer for you. I had no idea she deteriorated so badly. We should take her outside. Then, you can atone for your sins. But first, we need to take her body somewhere clean. Death does not mean you are free of pain. We need to ensure her soul can depart in peace. You won't see me objecting. You need to say now what you are going to say to her. You sure did, Margaret. Welcome in. You must let her know the truth. She's dead. What good will it do to reveal my feelings now? Are you really that dense? Of course it will do good. Her physical body may be dead, but her soul is still there watching everything, listening to every word you say. Oh, I don't believe in souls. Well, I'm begging you to change your mind. Let Morgana hear what you have to say. Do not let her soul seethe in hatred. Please, I'm begging you. Okay. Morgana? I'm not the Lord you knew. That man who put you through that hell, I killed him. I'm the man who freed you from his grasp. I'm the man who spent the next 3 years with you. We were poor. Food was scarce, let alone good food. But those were the happy times. Just about every day I'd come to rub ointment on your face, tell you to look at me and you'd reluctantly turn away. I used to think a lot about the face you'd make when you finally gave in. And then there was Maria. Oh, I can only imagine how obnoxious you thought the two of us were when we were in the same room together. You sitting off alone while me and Maria go at it, not making a peep, me always trying to sneak glances at you. There's so much I never managed to tell you, and I hate myself for being too weak to put any of it into words. I could apologize, but I doubt you'd forgive me, and I don't want you to either. I just want you to know, this isn't how I wanted things to turn out. What I wanted, more than anything, was to show you the world. But instead, all I managed to show you was the inside of a cold, dark tower. Not the beautiful, unimaginably wide world outside these walls, but a tiny, filthy corner of it. I did this to you. I took everything from you when I should have given you everything. However much you hate me, well, I deserve every last bit of it and more. I was ready to pay with my life if that's what you wanted. I was ready to do absolutely anything. This wasn't how I wanted things to turn out. I just waited too long to bring myself into action. Morgana, the man there, well, he told me you said the 3 years you were with me and Maria were the brightest days of your life. They were for me too. I loved you. That's everything. Did any of what he just said make it through to you, Morgana? I pray with all my heart that him opening up will have even the tiniest effect on how you feel. Morgana? Well, I also want to apologize for everything I did to hurt you. I feel terrible about it. I really do. And yeah, I know that's not enough to make up for what I've done, so I want to make amends. Whatever it takes. If you want me to give you my life now, I will. Or if you want me to spend the rest of my days paying for my sins, I can do that too. I'm an irredeemable monster, and a killer. I take pleasure in hurting people. You were right to be afraid of me. I am genuinely sorry for what I did to you, though. I never wanted to see you dead. Sorry. I can't come up with anything better to say. Alright. Let's bring her outside. Would you carry your body, please? You should be the one to carry her. You're far better suited to the job. My right arm is in no condition to be picking anything up. I'll help you lift her then. You said it was my words she needed to hear the most, but ultimately, it was you who saved her. And me who made that necessary. She wanted to be delivered to God by the hands of an angel. So the angel here should be the one to carry her. I can't. It wouldn't be right. Please, would you do it for her? Very well. Jacopo puts the necklace around Morgana's neck, then lifts her dead body off the ground and places her in my arms. He opens the door, heading the four-man procession out of the tower as he had in. I walk at the back of the line. Each step they take down the spiral staircase is slow and ponderous, as if weighed down by the knowledge of their sins, that they must make their way to the place they will make their atonement. I wasn't able to prevent Morgana's death, but I was able to uncover the truth. I accomplished something. The sum of everything I did these 3 days should be enough to change her heart and change the course of their next lives. They should be able to avoid the tragedies I witnessed through each of the doors. You know, when we step through this door and people see Morgana's body, we'll be made to pay for our sins. Ultimately, I'm the one responsible, so the two of you are welcome to stay behind. I'm coming with you. A girl died because of the things I did. I can't just pretend it didn't have anything to do with me. No, I don't want to. I never had any intention of fleeing. You may have been the one running the operation, but I did just as many terrible things as you. Well then. Say, Michelle? Yes? I figure this is probably my last chance to say it, so thank you for convincing me to hand over my key, for giving me the courage to open my eyes. You always had the courage within you, Mel. You simply needed a little help finding it. It wasn't my strength that allowed you to take action, but your own. You sure know how to make someone feel better about themselves. I'd like to be a little stronger next time around, if there really is a next life. I'd like to be strong enough to face whatever comes my way, to not run away or try to ignore it. I have no doubt you will be. The trials you're made to face are great, and very few of them of your own making. Yours is a tragedy of circumstance, of feelings kept secret, and good intentions gone wrong. If you can face the problem when it arises, rather than look away, I'm certain you can find your way to a better future. You mean in my next life? I do. I'll trust you know what you're talking about then, and burn your advice into my soul. Don't look away. Please do. I'm glad to have met you. If there is a next life, well, I'd like it if we could be friends. Just so you know, you'll never convince me to go on walks around a lake or take naps out in the sun. What? Well, that makes you sound like a very gloomy, unpleasant person to be around. Just joking. Thank you. You're welcome. You know, You kept telling me you weren't an angel, but you actually are, aren't you? I promise you, I'm just a regular man. You told Morgana you were an angel. Angels and demons don't get along very well, so I'd rather not run into you in my next life. I appreciate what you did here, though. I'll do my best to be more human next time. Please do. If I repeat to myself what you told me, that what I need most is restraint as I make my departure from this world, then maybe I won't forget it, even if I do lose my memories. Burn it into my soul. I rather like that. I think I'll follow the boy's lead there. That would be best. And I'll be praying that even if you aren't capable of love, you'll be able to live a peaceful life with a good woman who loves you. That you'll be able to make her happy by doing so. I still think she'd be better off never knowing me. Whether you want her to or not, she's almost certainly going to meet you and fall in love with you. You know, now that I think about it, she's not as normal as I first thought. She's a peculiar woman. I can't say I disagree. Well, I guess this is goodbye then. That it is. I know everyone else is doing it, but I've got nothing to say to you. I didn't expect you would. Though I suppose I do have something I'd like to say to you. And what might that be? Be more open with yourself. If you had only put your feelings into words, things would have turned out differently, in both this life and your next. Coming from you, a man who looks even more closed off than me, that rubs me very much the wrong way. Do I really look that closed off? In more ways than one, yeah. You know, that part of me is deeply ingrained. You telling me to open up won't magically disentangle my personality and make it be. I don't think you're as twisted as you believe you are. Now consider it, if this next life nonsense you're selling is true. Please do. Lord have mercy. One hell of a man certainly busted his way into my life. Last thing I expected was for an outsider to be the one to get us to open that door. Impressive work for one man. It was not only my doing. I had help from a number of people. And it was you, Giselle, who did most in getting me here. I'm not as big a man as the three of you make me out to be. Before this, I'd lost so much. I felt utterly powerless. I was on the verge of abandoning all hope. But having the opportunity to meet all of you, to spend time with you and the people around you, it did a great deal to revitalize my spirit, despite the atrocities involved. So I thank you. I pray your next lives may turn out better. I suppose we should get going then. Off to pay for our crimes, to relieve a soul of some of its pain, and I suppose to make sure their next lives go a little better. Let's. He places a hand on the large door, then takes a step forward. The door lets out a heavy groan, and moonlight slips through the widening crack. It's all over now. I did it. I changed the past. Ooh, not good. What? What the hell? What I see beyond the door is not the nighttime courtyard. The sun hangs high in the sky, shining down on the blood-soaked grass. Why? What's going on? That's when I notice the weight of Morgana's body is gone from my arms. And then, out in the courtyard, Mel, Nellie. I see a flaxen-haired girl vomit blood and fall to the ground. A young man kneels over her and takes his own life. No. There are dead and dying townsfolk all around the nun. Swordsman is skewered as he scrambles to reach her. And at the door, just to my back, Jacopo. The Lord lies, unmoving, slumped against the wooden frame in a pool of blood. How can this be? We were all just talking not a minute ago. How the hell did we go from that to this? Why? Why, damn it? I changed the past, did I not? I steered them away from this outcome. I changed. Oh, that's what this is. As much as I don't want to believe it, it makes sense. The sense that something wasn't quite right, that I've been feeling ever since I got here. The darkness that swelled up when I touched the necklace. I was never in the past at all. This isn't the real world. It's the realm of the dead. The same domain in which the cursed mansion resides. Which is why when I arrived here, something felt off. Because death filled the air. Somewhere deep down, I could sense the similarity between here and the mansion, that gathering place of departed souls. It was never possible for me to travel back in time, to exist and interact with the real past. I was able to summon the darkness because this isn't the real world, merely a reconstruction, a projection of their souls' memories. It was all set in stone long ago. None of the time I spent with any of them was real. Every emotional moment I thought I shared with them was all an illusion. None of my conversations, none of the smiles I managed to get out of any of them were real. I was never there. I was never present in the past with them. I'm currently sometime after all that. Sometime beyond the era Morgana lived, beyond the 17th, 18th, 19th centuries. What I spoke of as their next lives was actually their past lives. All three tragedies are history. Immutable, irreversible history. There's nothing to change anymore. What then did I fight so hard to achieve? What did I accomplish by warning them of their next lives? By convincing them to endeavor to take different paths? Nothing? Was it all for nothing? I go limp at the sight of it all, dropping to my knees and sending ripples through the sea of blood. Morgana, the girl who called me an angel and asked me to deliver her unto her father, is still chained up inside the tower. What did I accomplish? What purpose did anything I do serve? Was it all just a big, damned waste of time? But my cries go unanswered, simply fading into dead air. Giselle, who kept me going for so much of this ordeal, is still silent. No, I did accomplish something. It wasn't a waste of time. Everything I did, it wasn't for nothing. I may not have changed the past, and I may not have stopped their tragedies, but I achieved something. I uncovered their stories. I learned the truth of everyone's involvement. You cannot take that away from me. I know you're out there, Morgana, and I know you've been watching this whole time. You know the truth now. I accomplished that much. That has to change how you see them, at least a little. If the present Morgana has a change of heart and decides to let go of her hatred, then that should cause the cursed mansion to disappear, set their souls free. I'll take that leap of faith, that what I've done is enough, and make my way back, believing there's a future for them beyond their tragedies. I'm coming back, Morgana. I'm returning to that house, to that world of blackness, seething with hatred, to my present. I'm going to try this once more. An honest attempt to really see you, to face you, Morgana. I'll be there as soon as I can. Kneeling in a puddle of blood, I turn my gaze toward the heavens. The searing sunlight is slowly eroded by darkness, and my body, mind, and soul follow soon after. The bloody, corpse-riddled courtyard dissolves, and I find myself once more in an utterly lightless void. I clench my teeth as hard as I can manage, squeeze my eyes as tight as I can, because that's the only way I can keep the screams back, the tears from spilling down my cheeks. Yo, what's up, Chandri? Chandri, you're coming in at a wild time. We're like 49 hours into this visual novel. How are you? How's it going? And Lurking Horror, I had a feeling as soon as it was the final door, like once it was mentioned as a door, I had a feeling that it was, Michelle, sweetheart, great therapist, great job convincing people of things and conversing to the best of his ability. A bit of a himbo, all things considered. Michelle really just kind of going for it, just kind of living each day at his time. It's been established that Michelle has absolutely no common sense. Right. Absolutely. Bless his little heart. Great narrator. Thank you so much. Thank you. I talked about it at the top of this stream, Chandri. It's a tough game to stream because it's a tough game to be like, okay, let's pause the story for a second and talk to people because it's all on me and it's all on my voice. But I've been I really love doing this. I am going to get back to it now, but it's really good to see you. It's really good to see you. Chandri, streamer. Let me give him a quick shout out here. Let me make sure I type it all correctly. Perfect. Tomb Raider level editor. Oh, that's fun. Have you done that yet, or are you doing that in a bit? I would love to see, are you just like piecing together your own? Yeah, no problem. That's fun. All right, back to it. Michelle and Ike would be very good friends. They so would. Michelle, open your eyes, Michelle. Come to me. Who is this? I don't know anybody with teal hair. I play fan-made levels. That's fun. Oh, that's awesome too. Who the fuck is this? What? Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Who the hell are you? Is that the white-haired girl? Wow. There she is. We meet at last. What? Why is the white-haired girl here? Never mind that. Where am I? I was trying to get back to the mansion. How did I end up here? Do you know who I am? Of course I do. How could I not know who you are? Splendid. But what are you doing here? Why is there a sword in your hands? And why can I not speak? I was able to return to this gathering place of souls, thanks to your efforts. Your uncovering of the truth of those events that transpired so many years ago allowed me to remember everything I had forgotten. To remember who I am. Remember who you are? You mean that you're a part of Morgana? My apologies. Bringing your soul here without any preparation has left you in a bit of a nebulous state. But my heart told me I had to do this now. Though you have no voice, I can feel your presence quite clearly. Oh, Michelle, namesake of the great Archangel Michael, and man of tremendous virtue, I have brought you here to ask for your assistance. I pray you will be able to help me. My request for you is simple. Take this blade, and with it, extinguish my soul. What are you? Extinguish your soul? I realize it's cruel for me to ask this of you, and for that I deeply apologize. But I want it to be you who sends me off. Could you grant this girl her selfish request? It's not why I sought the truth, not because I wanted to see anyone extinguished, but because I wanted to set everyone free from this mansion's cursed bonds, because I wanted to put an end to the cycle of pain and suffering, because I wanted to save every last person caught in this tragic quagmire. And that includes you, no Family Guy jokes. And you're asking me to eradicate your soul? I must be destroyed. You can't tell me that after everything you've seen, you haven't realized that I have no place in their lives. While it's true Morgana wished for misfortune to befall them, if I hadn't been there, none of their tragedies would have taken place. If I hadn't been there, the flaxen-haired girl would have been able to let go of her yearning for her brother. If I hadn't been there, the shipwrecked merchant's lover would not have lost her place as his tether. If I hadn't been there, the ambitious businessman would not have been betrayed by his close friend. Why are you acting like it's all your fault? Are you trying to say everyone would be better off without you? I was not a victim in the tragedies. I am culpable for them. Culpable? Like hell you were. I saw everything. From start to finish, you didn't intend for anything bad to befall anyone. You always acted out of the good of your heart. You're trying to tell me that makes you culpable? What do you say we answer one last, lingering question, Michelle? The question of what I am. The explanation might be a bit lengthy. Let's go! A little more length, let's go! But I would like to share it with you before I depart. I was, as you ascertained, created by Morgana's mind as it broke down in that tower. I was born to be a receptacle for her pain, to ease her suffering. But there's more to the story than that, Michelle. Thank God there is. Upon her death, Morgana's soul was afflicted with great pain resulting from the hatred and resentment she bore. The fact that she viewed herself as a saint only served to amplify that agony. Her identity as a saint gave her a purpose in life, while simultaneously constraining her. A saint must put herself second to all others. She must be caring, generous, forgiving, and she must not bear any ill will for anyone. That was not how she felt deep down, though. She was not a saint out of the goodness of her heart. She wanted to hate them, but her identity would not allow her. Those two conflicting aspects of herself tore Morgana apart. She was unable to withstand it, so she took all of her saintly characteristics and gave them to me. Caring for others, putting herself second, being forgiving. And then she severed that part of her soul. So that's why you always seemed so abnormally pure-hearted. I was no longer part of Morgana, but something entirely separate. However, I wasn't me yet, either. When you came to the mansion and resurrected Morgana, you resurrected me as well. But I had no self at first. I was, I suppose, not much different than the particles of dust floating around the mansion. Eventually, that dust gained a sense of self, taking form as a human soul, and descended into the realm of man and the fate which governs it. What do you think the first thing a new soul wishes for when it is born, Michelle? To live. I wished for a continued existence in this world, in a world where I was never meant to exist. I refused to accept that there's anything wrong with wanting to live. I was supposed to remain within Morgana, as a part of her. I was never meant to be a soul of my own. To become one was to turn against the laws of the universe. I wished to live, and Morgana wished to curse the three men's souls. Though we sought after completely separate things because we were once two parts of a whole, each of our wishes were shaped by the others. In order for an incomplete soul like mine to survive, it needs something to bind itself to the world, something strong enough to prevent the universe from correcting the anomaly. And so the wish of that anomaly gave birth to yet another anomaly, a house that sat outside the currents of time, one that could descend into the mortal realm at various times and various places. And it was that house that served as the tether for my soul. You mean it wasn't Morgana's power that created the mansion, but your own wish? And why did it have to be that house that bound me to the world? Because that was where she lingered, the girl from which I was formed, which meant that my wish had the consequence of granting Morgana's with it. The house, having attained perpetuity, served as a place for those reconstructed by Morgana's curse to return to. And furthermore, my connection with her had another consequence. I was the one most affected by her wish. As much as I may have wanted to do good for them to be happy, well, my fate was dictated by her wish. In that position, my merely showing affection for anyone was damnable. Falling in love was an act of villainy. My very presence malevolent. Don't say that. I was the true witch, the true demon child. Stop talking, please. It should never have been possible for me to have a life at all. Please, just stop. The universe must be returned to its proper state, Michelle. Do not talk about yourself like that. I must be erased, and Morgana's soul restored to its original form. But why? I don't belong here. I never belonged here. What's so wrong with wanting to live? The defect must be repaired. You're not a defect. Damn it. Why couldn't I be able to get a word in now at least? The restoration will not be instantaneous. It took many, many years for me to be formed, and it will take as long, if not longer, for the process to be reversed. But her soul will eventually return to its proper state, and perhaps, when her soul is restored, Morgana won't be a human. Perhaps she will be a butterfly, resting upon the lip of a flower. Perhaps she will be that flower. Perhaps she'll be the breeze in which that flower sways. Whatever form she takes, it will be her, whole and complete. With me gone, no more tragedies should take place. So please, take this sword and extinguish me. Put an end to this cycle of misery. I want you to be the one who does it. Please. kill me. I figured. Save. Sorry.
Wow, great graphics, great gameplay.
What's up, Mr. John? Great graphics, yeah. Great gameplay? I'm just pressing X to make text move. But I appreciate it. How are you doing? You chose a good time. Let me actually steep this tea bag for a second. We got a choice to make here. I'm so good at pressing X. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing, John? All right. New cup of tea. Ready? Gotta wait for it to cool down a little bit. It's actually really nice because the X button and right on the D-pad both advance text. So when my right hand gets tired from pressing X too much, I can just switch hands and press right on the D-pad. So I'm kind of doing like a back and forth. You guys can't see it. Sometimes I'm holding the controller like this and pressing it like a buzzer. I'm all over the place. I'm pressing it like this. My hand is really some speedrunner quality. Right. Ambidextrous gameplay. Exactly. Alright, not too much of a choice. Dude, Chandra, I need to start doing stretches. You're asking too much of me. Yes, I want to save Morgana's soul, but do you really have to die for that to happen? Is there not some other way? Won't you do this for me? I can't. I could never take that sword. I know it's unfair of me to ask this of you, but I want it to be you. As selfish a request as it may be, I want the curtain drawn on this Ursat's life by the man I admired so deeply. You admired me? Let's talk a little bit about that admiration, shall we? And where I got my physical appearance. This goes back to when I was mere particulate matter, drifting about the house. While I still had no mind of my own at that point, I witnessed everything that took place within the house. And in the moment of your death, Michelle, was I born. You saw my death? Your actions that day appeared to me as the very definition of selfless and honorable. Your life bore many similarities with Morgana's. You were both abused, imprisoned, and called a witch. But while Morgana sought vengeance, you watched your own mother burn your crucified body, and you wished for release rather than revenge. There's nothing honorable about that. I had just lost all hope for myself. I expect you'll disagree with me, say that it was a sign of your weakness, but that was not how I interpreted it. Self-sacrifice being one of the core characteristics Morgana gave to me, I was deeply moved. You didn't curse those who had wronged you in life, you chose your own destruction. And I admired that strength of spirit. That admiration helped to shape my wish to determine the form I would take, the name I would have. And that is why, whenever I gained a physical body, it was modeled after yours, with snow white hair and ruby red eyes. Why my name was always Michelle, after the same angel from whom you took yours. I'm in no way worthy of anyone's admiration. My admiration caused both you and the woman you love a great deal of pain. And for that, I apologize. But it also shows just how much I wanted to be like you. I would ask for you, if you would be so kind, to consider this a great favor for a starry-eyed little girl. A girl who, quite literally, idolized you to her very soul. Don't. I couldn't ask for a greater honor. How can you tell me that? Than to be erased from the world by you, my idol, and then ask me to kill you. Please, Michelle, be the one who sends me off. Love when the music timing hits perfectly for a choice or a line of dialogue. It's like there are fewer things that just like give you that sense of catharsis than when you hit a dialogue moment right as either the music cuts out or swells or does, because it's all random, right? It's not timed. I don't think it is, man. I think it's just a well-written game. Imagine if it cut out here, no matter how many times you ask. I can't kill someone who's told me they wanted to live. I know what it's like to wish every single line could be the pull the music away line. I don't know if you've realized it yet, Michelle, but this is the first time we've actually met. The story of the fourth door was Morgana's creation, which means that until now we've never been in the same place, while both aware of the other's presence. As far as you should be concerned, I'm a complete stranger, yet you still hesitate. I'm glad that you're reluctant, but you've shown me enough sympathy. I don't consider you a stranger at all. Indeed, this is the first time we've formally met, but I've watched you go through so much. I've seen you live 3 different lives. I've seen the impact you had on the people behind all 3 of those doors. You're in no way a stranger. With my erasure, Morgana's soul will eventually become whole again. Her curse and the eternal cycle of agony it brings will be no more. When I am gone, everything will return to its rightful place. I implore you to not hesitate any longer. Are there really no other options? Is killing you really the only way to make things right? To release everyone from this curse? I'm delighted to have finally been able to meet you, the man after whom I modeled myself. I'm incapable of taking my own life, Michelle. God's teachings prohibit it, and as such, my identity as a saint prevents me from doing so. No, I don't want you to commit suicide. I want to find some way for you to live, to remain a part of this world. I know that by asking this of you, I'm causing you great heartache, and for that I offer you my sincerest apologies. But so long as I continue to exist in this world, Morgana can never truly have redemption. Tell me, who is it you've been fighting so hard to save? That doesn't mean that I didn't want to save you too. I believed I could save everyone summoned to the mansion, that no one would have to suffer anymore, that there would be no more tragedies. Michelle, take the sword, please. Worry not, Michelle. Doing this will allow you to save everyone. You'll cast off the darkness inhabiting the house, set all of its prisoners free, and give Morgana her salvation. And give me mine as well. Extinguishing my soul will be my salvation. I've had a full, satisfying life, even if every moment of it was rooted in iniquity. I had well beyond my share of happiness. I don't need any more. Oh, Michelle, namesake of the great Archangel Michael, and man of tremendous virtue. Yo, Morton, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. Welcome in, buddy. I ask of you to please draw this cycle of misfortune to an end. To take this blade and deliver everyone from their fates. It must be you, Michelle. You must be the one to do this. Here goes. Thank you, Michelle, for having the strength to do what must be done, and I apologize for putting you in such a difficult position. Once my soul has been erased, I will be gone from this world forever. I will not return, not in this or any other form. I feel no woe in that knowledge, though. I welcome my destruction with the utmost joy. Chandri, thanks for popping in. Join another night when we're actually playing a game and I can chill and hang out. I'd love to have you back. We just rolled 2 games next, starting the new year. Braid and Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. As well as I'm going to be hosting, and sorry everybody, I'm just going to promo a little bit here. December 26th through the 31st, I will be doing a subathon gauntlet of some of my favorite games of all time. This channel is all about first-time full playthroughs, and a lot of people ask, what about the games that you love? And this is my way of, at the end of the year, having everybody join me for replays of some of my favorite games of all time. And I got 6 days to beat up to 6 games. It's gonna be crazy. I guess we'll see. Wish me luck. YouTube subscriber? Man, I need to get back on my YouTube, Morton Martin. I've fallen off. If it wouldn't be too much to ask, for you to keep just a little bit of me in a corner of your soul, Michelle, to remember me, to remember the life I lived, that would make it all worthwhile. Thank you, Michelle. You may very well be a genuine himbo. The whiteness surrounding me evaporates, and I find myself back in the observation tower. I can still feel in my hand the impact of the sword piercing her breast. Damn it. Why? Why couldn't there have been some other way? Erasing a soul is not salvation. God damn it all. She deserved better. So much better than that. No. Now's not the time to grieve. There's work to be done. A girl to whom I must offer the chance for salvation. I mustn't cry over the white-haired girl's death now. There are things I need to take care of first. Morgana? Morgana stands there, staring off absently into the distance. After some time, she slowly turns to face me. What exactly was all that about? Come on, say something. Answer me. Morgana. How? It doesn't make any sense. He and the Lord, they couldn't. There were two different lords. The one at the estate, and the one who locked you in the tower. How? What was he doing here? That's not, I didn't. The man I was trying to curse was the Lord who threw the blood sabbats. How did I? Are you saying I remembered wrong? That's ridiculous. I won't hear it. I won't have it for a second. You were in a very tenuous condition, Morgana. More than even you realize. You can't assume everything you saw in that state of mind to be true. Why? Just why? That only makes it that much worse. Why would he do that? How could he kill me? He said he would show me the world. I cried for him. And he turns out to be the one pulling the strings. You saw what led to this. You heard what he had to say for himself. The misunderstandings that went unresolved, that should have been cleared up immediately. What he did was wrong, indefensible, as far as I'm concerned. This all could have been avoided if he had told you everything. That said, Morgana, I can somewhat sympathize with how he felt then. You can sympathize with that monster? In what way? He loved you. Sincerely loved you. And to be the target of such vitriol from a girl he cared so deeply about, to be mistaken for someone else entirely, I can understand how that would have hurt. It doesn't matter. That doesn't change anything. Like I said before, you started all this. It doesn't change anything. Does this revelation change what happened to me? Does it make me any less of a hate-filled witch? What does it matter if he had his reasons? What does it matter if he's not who I thought he was? It doesn't change the fact that I despise him with every fiber of my being. It's time to let go, Morgana. I met with the white-haired girl. I know her true nature. That's not me. You're right. I cannot definitively say that you and the white-haired girl are one and the same. However, I can say, with certainty, that she was a part of you. A creation of your broken spirit. The fact remains that she was closer to you than anyone else, in every sense of the word. Can you see the situation you're in, Morgana? The terrible, tragic irony of it all? You've cursed yourself, along with everyone else. You brought ruin to a life of your own creation numerous times. You murdered yourself. It's time to let go, Morgana. There's only pain to be found in continuing down this road. Morgana? I take a step toward her, and she steps back, quietly maintaining our distance. I can almost hear trembling in her voice as she says, "Stay back. You, stay away from me." You have nothing to be afraid of, Morgana. I won't hurt you. I said stay back, you. I bet you think this is hilarious. That I'm blind and a fool. Morgana. Yeah, good on you, my dear. You've revealed my big secret. That I'm a feeble-minded little girl with a poor memory. You've uncovered the truth of my death, discovered the white-haired girl's true identity. I always presumed she was you. How foolish of me. Laughing like I knew anything, cursing the entirely wrong man. Absolutely brilliant, you might say. I've made myself into quite the laughingstock. I'm not going to laugh about your pain, Morgana. I've come to realize that perhaps I empathized with you out of more than just our shared loneliness. We were both yoked with unimaginable misfortune, lived our lives in lamentation of our fates. I understand your pain. That boat has long since sailed. You're right, it has. This is a realization I should have come to much sooner. Though you said it wouldn't have mattered, I still should have made an effort to get to know you in life. I feel guilty about how I constantly pushed you away. So, I'd like to make up for that, now. I approach Morgana, hands stretched out toward her. She stands there, bewildered, as I place them on her shoulders, pulling her in. Not for my own comfort, as I had so many times before, and not out of some pretend sense of pity for a sad pile of bones. I embraced her, and all the pain and loneliness she holds inside. Her body gives off no warmth, and it's as weightless as the skeleton all those many years ago. She, like me, lost so much in life. But unlike me, she had no one there in her final moments. It's all right, Morgana. Everything's okay now. The tale behind the fourth door may have been a fabrication, but the creator's soul is always somewhere to be found in her creations. Knowing the inseverable link between her and the white-haired girl, that's where I'll find what I'm looking for. I'm here for you. You're not alone, Morgana. We can end all this suffering together. It's going to be okay. What's wrong with you? Have you completely lost it? Do I need to remind you of everything I've done, of all the pain I've caused you? No reminders necessary. You did quite a number on me indeed. Then do you want to tell me how we went from that to you holding me? You didn't do what you did out of a particular grudge against me. Of that much, I was always certain. So I hold nothing against you. I bear no ill will. Nor, I'm certain, does Giselle. You are much too forgiving. I imagine there's something about having experienced the kind of pain we have that makes it hard to harbor any ill will toward one of our kind. Shared trauma or not, you and that woman really are something. God, there are no words for how much you irritate me. The bite slowly drains from Morgana's voice, and in the quiet, I think I hear a muffled attempt to hold back a whimper. I pull away slightly, putting a hand under her chin and lifting her head. She quickly averts her eyes, but doesn't knock my hands away as I reach them into her hood, gently setting them against her cheeks. I run my fingers across the exposed flesh, then slowly pull back the hood, covering her face. Well, look at that. You're quite pretty without your face hidden. Aww. It changed from the witch Morgana to Morgana. Did that happen earlier, or did that just happen right there? It just happened. didn't think you were the flattering type. I assure you, I'm not. Go on. Touch your cheeks. Now this is the girl you were always meant to be. If Morgana had had a less harrowing life, this is probably what she would have looked like at 16. You know, you look a little like the white-haired girl. We look nothing alike, I can assure you of that. She was the very antithesis of me, but she was also once a part of you. The last thing I want is to be like her in any way. And why is that? Because I never liked that girl at all, always putting others before herself. Just watching her was aggravating. Although, in retrospect, she was everything about myself I deemed unnecessary, so that might explain why it was so hard to watch. Also, I was so sure she was you, which made it all the more frustrating. Why would her being me bother you so much? Because that wasn't you. You're aggressive. You yell, you fight. Is that how she saw me? How wouldn't it bother me that you came back as a quiet, passive, subservient girl? Of course, now I know that it wasn't you, so you were that sure it was me, despite thinking we were nothing alike? Apparently so. Hold on a second. Why would that bother you? I'll let you figure that one out. It's not important. So, you've got my attention. What are you planning to do now? To leave the mansion with you? To set everyone free and break the curse? Setting them free will set you free as well. So you want me to release their souls? Exactly. Just so you know, I haven't forgiven them. My hatred isn't going to just vanish like it was nothing. I'll never be able to forgive them completely. But you are right. This has gone on long enough. Morgana, I'm not even sure what I'm doing anymore. And it's all your fault. So sure, I'll release their souls. I'm so glad to hear it. However, I don't want to see them alone. I'm not sure I'll be able to set them free if I have to face them on my own. That won't be a problem. I'll go with you. We'll go see them together. You get to be my guide this time, then. Get to take up Giselle's old mantle. That I do. Even if it means taking this hand. You honestly think I have any reservations about that? God, I swear, you really are the worst. Lead the way, my dear, to where their souls wait. Hand in hand, we travel the cursed mansion's corridors. The halls overflow with darkness, cut off from the sun and devoid of color. Despite having spent much time in this place, it's never stopped being depressingly gloomy. What's up, Allie? How are you? Oops. No one, for any reason, should be left behind in a place like this. Bear with me, we're so deep into this story, I'm gonna be in reading mode, but it's really good to see you. We cross through the living room, making our way to the back garden door. Dude, it's the whole damn house. There are no children laughing beyond the door, but I can faintly smell flowers. Michelle, what am I supposed to say to them? If nothing comes to mind, you don't have to say anything. I get the feeling they'll have something to say to you, though. So if you would, try to hear them out. I'm not looking forward to this. It'll go fine, I promise. Nothing that happens could possibly make things worse than they already are. The only way to go from here is up, so up we go. Let's go then, I suppose. We're doing it. It's a world tour. It's a world tour. A hollow breeze brushes through the gray-filled rose garden. The shadow, standing there, turns toward us. It gradually starts looking more and more like the young man it once was. Morgana? It's okay. We're here to free your soul. Michelle. You forgive me for what I did, Morgana? No, I don't. All this means is that I'm done cursing you. Oh. Either way, thank you. I know what I'm doing here now. Or I guess I remember what I'm doing here. I deserve to be cursed after everything I've done to you. It can't have been easy, that's for sure. I'm sorry for all the pain I caused. What's done is done. I guess. Still, I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to be friends. I meant it. I really did. I know now why you did what you did, why you sold me out. Some people might say you had no other choice, but as the girl, you actually sold out. Those are words you'll never hear from my lips. Fair enough. Nonetheless, objectively speaking, you too were a victim. Do you not resent me for punishing you in spite of that? Huh? I presume you're now able to recall everything, both your first life and the second one I subjected you to, when the house was called Rose Manor. Yeah. What happened then was the result of my wish. You have every right to despise me. The way I see it, with or without your curse, Nellie still would have had the same feelings for me. It was my fault for being too dense to realize she thought of me as more than a brother. Things would have turned out the way they did regardless. The white-haired girl was the spark that set her off, though, and it was because of me that she ended up at that mansion. My wish was to see your life utterly ruined, and in service of that desire, the white-haired girl was born into that era as your half-sister. So I disagree. My curse did play a significant role in your fate. Regardless, I don't feel like it would be right of me to blame you. Things turned out the way they did because I was weak and ran away from the problem instead of facing it. Michelle wouldn't have had to get hurt either, if only I'd had more of a spine. I guess calling her Michelle is kinda confusing with Michelle here. Huh. How should I refer to her then? Girl Michelle, maybe? Creativity is not your strong suit, is it? She wouldn't happen to be around, would she? She has departed from this world. Or perhaps it would be better to say, she's returned to her rightful place in it. The girl you knew as Michelle is gone forever. Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping I could apologize to her too. I believe you've made your feelings quite clear. Not that she would hold it against you if you didn't apologize. That's simply her nature. Oh. Well, Morgana, I'm so sorry for everything. I'm going to free your soul from the bonds of this cursed mansion, after which it should return to its rightful place. Okay. But before that, I've got one last thing I'd like to say to you, Michelle. To me? It was a little hazy, but I did kind of get to see what you were. I did kind of get to see what you were up to until just a little bit ago. If you hadn't done what you did for me, for Nellie, for Morgana, for everyone, I'm not sure I would have been able to work up the guts to apologize. I'm pretty sure I would have still been convinced I wasn't at fault. It may not have been real, but your effort wasn't in vain. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, I guess this is goodbye. Farewell, Mel. Until our souls cross paths once more in the boundless sphere of fate. Goodbye, Morgana. You don't have to tell me that he wasn't a bad person. But bad people aren't the only ones who do bad things. That's true, yes. But having a conscience can be a double-edged sword. The regret so overwhelming you don't want to believe you could do something so awful, that some outside force must be to blame. So I hope you're willing to accept at least part of his apology. Lead the way, my dear, to where the next soul waits. All right, that one went crazy. Oh yeah, wait a minute. The staircase leading to the cellar is quiet, the air still. No sounds of flesh being devoured, no stench of blood, just darkness reaching ever downward. Here, wait, let's see if you can... Can you hear his little motor? Alright, buddy. You gotta go. You gotta get the hell out of here. You done? Whoa! Here you go. Alright, I had to do that. Little Percy moment. going to have to ask you to go in first this time. I don't mind. But why? I'd rather not be skewered. It'll be fine, I'm sure. I doubt he'll attack. I can't say I'm anywhere near as confident as you. So, you get to be my meat shield should anything go wrong. Oh. So that's what I am to her. We may not have bodies, but we are still capable of feeling pain. You don't have to remind me. I have to say, I'm surprised you actually made it to the top of the tower. Is that supposed to be a compliment? Half and half. Regardless, don't assume you're safe just because you're already dead. If he were to attack and destroy your soul, you'd be erased for all eternity. There would be no coming back in any shape or form after any amount of time. Just something to keep in mind. I'm not worried. We shouldn't have any trouble talking to him. If you say so, then off we go. I push open the cellar door. Behind it, a shadow of a man sits on the floor, leaning against a stack of boxes. He slowly rises to his feet upon hearing us enter, and as he does, the blackness dissolves away, revealing the man. I almost didn't recognize you. Your face, it's not how I remember. It's back to normal. I see. So you weren't a witch. You were a pretty, human girl. You look a little like the blind girl. No, I do not. Not one bit. If anything, he looks far more like her than I. White hair, red eyes. They even almost have the same name. I think comparing her to a large, dour-looking man is a bit disrespectful. Hey, don't pretend you look any more approachable. He's not even half the man you think he is. Is that really necessary, Morgana? He is a man. He's indisputably a man, no matter what reason you have to claim otherwise. Actually, can angels be male or female? Can you please cut it with the angel thing already? Listen, I got a bone to pick. I got a bone to pick before we continue this. How come little sweetheart, innocent, was held at sword point to do wrong, Mel, not given the chance to get a little bit of banter off? But this guy, literal sociopath, murderer for fun, gets to crack a couple jokes on the way out. Mel's sitting there pissing in his pants, just praying for forgiveness and being like, you don't need to forgive me. I know what I did was wrong. The guiltiest conscience in this entire game. The swordsman's like, yeah, whatever. I was killing. It's cool to me. You ever tried it? And he gets to joke around. So, what brings you two down here? We're here to free your soul. You're forgiving me? Absolutely not. However, I've decided there's no point in punishing you any further. I see. You are, in no uncertain terms, one of the most evil men I have ever encountered. I can hardly argue with that. Should you so desire, I can eradicate you. Morgana, Let me finish, Michelle. Instead of letting your soul return, I can erase it. Your existence is a scar on the world, the allure of killing too strong for you to resist. Even without my curse, you would bring pain and misfortune on others. You're right, and that would probably be for the best. The world would be better off without me. And I know that. I do. But I don't want to disappear. As you wish. Then I will release your soul. Before I go, allow me to burn this into my soul. You must resist temptation if you are to blend in. So in my next life, I won't be a killer. I suppose it's worth trying. Do your best. I will. Farewell, Yukimasa. Until our souls cross paths once more in this boundless sphere of fate. Farewell, Morgana. That guy sucked. He's not the only one who derived pleasure from others' pain. You know, the first thing I thought of, Earth Nuggets, is that the next game by Keika Hanada, the writer of this, and Novectical, the developer, is a serial killer murder mystery where you play as both the detective and the killer, so you see the same crime from two different perspectives. That's the first thing I thought of. Gotta go. See y'all have next time. Enjoy your game. Don't have a good Christmas. Have a great Christmas. Martin, thank you so much for popping in. Thank you for the bits. And I hope to see you next week. I'm going to be doing a lot of streaming between December 26th and 31st. Have a great night. I'm not saying they're going to have like a connected universe because I had the same dream about Cyberpunk 2077 and incorporating Siri. Not SIRI like Apple, but CIRI like The Witcher. And that never came to be, spoilers. It's strange, setting them free. I both feel like a weight's been lifted, and like I'm the greatest villain of them all. She did have that line. I know she did. I know, Franco. I was pissed. Perhaps, by forgiving them, you can come to forgive yourself. Oh, I'm sorry, I was reading Michelle's lines. Perhaps, by forgiving them, you can come to forgive yourself. But if I forgive them, what does that make everything I've done up to now? The first step toward moving on. Could you forgive those who wronged you then? The woman who tormented you, your brother who made a mockery of you, your eldest brother who took your life, your mother, so unwilling to accept you, she burned you at the stake. The villagers who falsely accused you of being a witch, your father who raped the woman you loved. Could you forgive them if they were willing to repent? And if they weren't, what if they showed up intent on causing you more pain? Then I suppose I'm not much better than any of them right now. Let's go. We have one more soul to free. The mirror. There's something I've been meaning to ask you. Is Giselle really there with you? Because I can't sense her at all. If she were in the mansion, I would know. But I can't feel her presence anywhere. Be honest with me. You can't feel her either, can you? Are you sure her soul hasn't extinguished? She's here. I'm certain of it. Lost, somewhere deep in the mansion's darkness. Once we've purged that darkness, she should be free to return. I have faith in her. I see. Well, I'm not sure how much this means coming from me, but I hope you see her again. I will, and thank you. I'm actually rather fond of her, Giselle. Although, I suppose it's hard not to get a little attached to someone you've spent several hundred years with. Just attached? Giselle, she's fairly fond of you herself. I can only hope. The smell of cigarette smoke seeps through the cracks in the den door. It's perfectly quiet behind it, however. No chatter or clacking of billiards balls. Morgana appears slightly reluctant to step through the door. Or perhaps she's tense. Shall we? Cheers, my friends. Her hand in mine, I push open the door. A shadow is perched on the edge of a dark green, rectangular table. He freezes for a moment when he hears us enter, quickly finding his composure and marching toward us, determination in his step. The shadows dissolve, revealing the man. It's Tommaso. Morgana. Your face. It healed. It did. It's been a long time coming. And would you look at that, not a letdown. Was it him that healed you? Yes, it was him. Well, I'll be. I was always hoping I'd be the one to have the honor. You lost that qualification when you... Yeah, I know. I'm the one who made you into the witch, the one who killed you. I don't expect or deserve your forgiveness. I'd still like a chance to make amends in any way you wish, even if it means being cursed for all eternity. I'm here to release your soul. Once that's done, that's it from me. No curses, no forgiveness, nothing. Huh. So you're cutting ties completely. Damn. Truthfully, I had no idea how you felt about me. But that ship sailed long ago. Far, far too long ago. I know. Nothing can change how I feel about you. Not anymore. I bet. I'm going to release your soul now. Could you hold off on that a moment? I don't expect you to reciprocate or even accept. But if I don't put my feelings into words, I'll never get them through to you. I think that's how she put it anyway. So I ask for this one last chance to put them into words. Morgana, fine. The girl with the white hair. My wife. Michelle, what of her? Something about that name always felt off to me. I could never shake the feeling that Calling her that was somehow wrong. No, I do not want to save quick save data. When I first saw her, first saw that smile, I was dead certain that she was what had always been missing from my life, that I'd finally found what I'd been searching for. And now I know why. Because I felt you in her. The memories of you ingrained on my soul. You should know better than anyone that we are nothing alike. That girl wouldn't say anything remotely impolite, even if you held a knife to her throat. Yeah, you're right, you're nothing alike, but you've both got this aura about you that just drew me in. Your soul's aura. I loved you dearly, Morgana. I've got no right to ask anything of you, I know. But could you maybe smile for me? Just once is all I ask. I can't do it. I should. I know I should. That it would let us end things on a nice note. But I cannot force myself to smile. It wouldn't be fair. Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for putting you in that position. I've said my piece. I'm ready now. Okay. Very well then. Farewell, Jacopo. Until our souls cross paths once more in this boundless sphere of fate. Goodbye, Morgana. Wow. The real character growth is Earth Nuggets hitting a R.I.P. Bozo on his favorite character in the game just 2 short months ago. That's the biggest character change in the game. You couldn't have done anything more for him, such as... I won't deny that my feelings about him are complicated, but the things he did to me, they eclipse all that. Merely learning the truth, hearing how he felt, is nowhere near enough to erase that. Couldn't you at least put a little hope in your next lives? That maybe you two could try again? No, I can't. I don't want to encounter him again. Ever. Then if nothing else, could you try not to forget that he did save you once? I suppose. Though my salvation, Michelle, is not ultimately at his hands. I was watching, to the very end. It may have all been an illusion constructed from the memories of everyone's souls. But that didn't make your actions any less real. The things you said to me, your earnest desperation. Learning the truth is only partly why I decided to release their souls. The biggest reason, however, was seeing how far you went for me. If you hadn't been there for my death, if you hadn't done what you did, then I would not have freed them. Nonetheless, is it unfair of me to wish you'd shown him that smile instead, Morgana? Well, that is the last of them. Shall we be off now? The front door should be open, now that I'm not willing to it closed any longer. Shall we take our leave of this house? This feels like a question. Feels like a question. Like there's leaving with Morgana and there's going back for Giselle. Right, exactly. That's what I'm wondering right now. Yeah, okay. All right, ready? The last bad ending. Let's go. Very well. Having finished what we set out to do, we make our way to the mansion's entrance hall. Michelle, you need to, phone wallet keys or something. Phone wallet keys Giselle. The large door stands there firmly shut, holding in the darkness as it has for countless generations. But that time is almost at an end. The door, ready to be opened, to end the cycle and begin anew. I never thought I would see the day. I never thought this door would ever need to be opened. There's a world of light waiting out there. I'm sure of it. Light. Hardly a friend to me. You don't need to be afraid of it anymore. Are you not at all worried? Yeah, Earth Nuggets, that's the epilogue story. So the prequel story is Morgana and Jacopo back, in the 3 years they spent. And the epilogue story, the other DLC, plays off of this ending, and it's just Giselle setting Rube Goldberg machines up for Javi, who's coming in to try and... Javi and, the townspeople, what's his name? What was his name? The used car salesman? What was that guy's name? They're all trying to come up to ransack the place. That's where Tommaso comes back in. The Trap Master becoming the Trappee? I don't think so. You're right. Are you not at all worried? There's no guarantee any hope lies beyond that door. After all, when the mansion disappears, so too will we. And that is the rightful state of things. Our present forms may cease to exist, but our souls will live on. And so long as they do, we will eventually return to the world. Let us press onward, not fearing a temporary end. She gives a barely noticeable nod. We step up to the large door, standing side by side, each placing a hand on its hard surface. The end, at last, is within our reach. We need merely cross the barrier. I take in a deep breath, look up at the door, and slowly push it open, welcoming the future it holds. This is honestly Michelle's peak himbo moment. Burn the witch! What? We take one step back, and then another. What we find outside is not a blinding realm of light, but churning blackness, and the stench of blood and rust. Metal clanks, growing louder with each heavy footstep of the approaching night. Oh, fuck! Dude, look at this shot! Holy! Death to the unholy. 3 days and 3 nights hanged upon the cross, purified by the fires of heaven. Death. What's going on? I never summoned this thing. Even though we're no longer holding hands, I can feel Morgana trembling. She's no longer the witch, the once absolute ruler of this domain, but a frightened young girl. Placing my arm around her shoulders and pulling her in, I stare, half dumbfounded at the night. It is our holy duty, as knights of the church, to deliver punishment unto the heathen, who made a pact with the devil. The night draws nearer and nearer, its movements sluggish but constant. Didier, crucify the witch. Cast judgment upon the demon. The word witch, coming from the delirious, vengeful phantom's mouth, proves far more distressful for Morgana than for me. Please, come to your senses, Didier. I know it's you. Judgment, crucifixion, execution. Didier, no, I'm not a witch. The knight, partially occluded by the dark, writhing miasma enveloping him, but he bears the same muscular build as the Didier I knew in life. And he's unwaveringly determined to see us executed. Everyone burn the Goaty Michelle into their brain. It is the last ride. There are 2 additional stories, so there is more. He draws ever nearer, pushing us back into the mansion. Morgana, if you run into Giselle out there, take care of her, okay? What? You must make it outside. Michelle, only your soul has the power to destroy the mansion. Crucify the witch. The knight slams an armored foot against the ground, and as he raises his blade, I grab Morgana by the shoulders and shove her out the door. What's up, John, by the way? How are you? Michelle! Once she's beyond the barrier, her body quickly fades out of sight. Meanwhile, death. Ending 7, extermination? Just got back from work? How's the new job? The knight's blade pierces my breast, in the very same place it did at my life's end. Despite not having a body of flesh, blood spurts from the wound, staining my clothes red, dripping down my chest to form a puddle beneath me. Chill, vacations mean I'm just left alone to help the public solo, but I've had all the answers so far. Nice. Yeah, the end of the year, Costco had the same thing. It wasn't December vacations, but Costco offered January, February, and March leave for anybody that wanted it. You could take up to 2 weeks just because it's the slowest season of the year. And people used to just voluntarily leave for 2 weeks and then add on top of that their 2 weeks of paid vacation. So people would be gone for a month at a time. Like the entire month of February, I'm out of here. I'll see ya. It's honestly kind of a crazy, 2 weeks, January through March, unpaid, and then you can stack that with all of your paid leave at Costco. So people would literally be gone for 4 to 5 weeks at a time. Craziness. Oh, right, I forgot you had a stint there, John. Yeah, I forgot. Right, as someone still working there. Didier, it is my duty to punish the impure, to uphold the Bollinger name. Snap out of it. It is my duty as the eldest son. It looks like you're the same as us, trapped by your own curse, shackled by the weight of all your responsibilities. As a knight, and as the firstborn son, it is my duty to kill the witch. This doesn't have to go on any longer. Didier, if I could, I'd release you from these bonds, but I no longer can. If I don't do something, though, you're liable to spend eternity drifting through the darkness in the chains of your obsession, which leaves me one option: provide you salvation. Didier, I'll save you, Didier. I'll save you from your duty. Do you remember when you and Georges would practice sword fighting out in the courtyard? I always wanted to join you, but I never did get the chance. I wanted to hold a sword in my hands. I wanted you to teach me how to use it. This, though, this is not how I was hoping our first match would go. Unfortunately, I have no other choice. Gathering what remains of my strength, I wish. I've held that blade before, so it should respond to my call. the blade with which I extinguished the white-haired girl. And it's just like the Gwyn fight. They just put it in the game and I actually have to play it. It's just 1-for-1, the Gwyn fight, but it's Didier and me. Like 50 hours of a visual novel and now I have to do like a Souls final boss. Clasping my hands around the hilt, I point the longsword at Didier and thrust it into his chest. He staggers, falling into me, and as I lack the strength to support his muscular body, the two of us go down together, landing in the pool of blood below. Didier, I won't leave you alone. We'll both vanish from this world together. What's up, GoTanks? How are you? Thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing, bud? What were you playing? You still doing God of War? Nice. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in, raiders. You chose a crazy time to raid. This is a 50-plus hour visual novel that we are right at the end of. We're right at the end of it. Thank you so much for the raid. Go Tanks, Raiders, I'm GoatedQuest. My channel is all about first playthroughs of some of the most beloved games of all time, no matter if they're mainstream classics like The Legend of Zelda, or an incredibly niche but very, very acclaimed visual novel like The House in Fata Morgana, which we're playing right now. We are right here at the end, so I don't blame anybody for bouncing for spoilers. I completely understand. What I would want to say is that on December 26th, the day after Christmas, I will be doing Goaty's Gauntlet, which is my version of a subathon. I will be starting the stream playing Cave Story, my favorite game of all time, on December 26th. I believe we will be starting at 2 p.m. I think we're starting at 2 p.m. on December 26th. So, a little earlier stream time, but we will go 2 o'clock, and then every 20 gifted subs provided by the community, I will add another game from this list at random through Marbles on stream. So up to 6. If we do reach 100 gifted subs, I have to beat 6 games in 6 days. So wish me luck. Wish me luck. Yeah, the niche and acclaimed visual novel Meat and... Good luck. Thank you. I'm excited for it. I think it's a fun idea. I'm sorry, Giselle. It doesn't look like we'll be seeing each other again. It doesn't look like I'll be able to take your hand and tell you how much I adore your smile. Mine and my brother's souls are going to meet their eternal end here. Never will I have the chance to be with you again. I beg of you to please forgive me for being incapable of making any other choice. I just couldn't leave my brother behind. I'm so sorry. And I pray, Giselle, that there may be a bountiful light in your life. Now remember, super early on, when you have the option to explore the house and you hear metal clanking outside the front door and go like, weird. Very vaguely, I think only playing a couple hours a week makes that kind of stuff a little harder. But, I mean, there are plenty of things that you just kind of go. I mean, I'm assuming right now we're going back to the painting. And the painting is George, who is the painter of the family, is my guess. And then, etc., etc. It's really early when you let go of Giselle, probably between door and 3. Yeah, I don't. But, knowing this game, I totally believe you. All right, everybody. This is it. No more choices. No more branches. No more options. Buckle up. The very end of the house in Fata Morgana. We got one more thing to do, baby. One more thing. One more stop. There's still one more soul that needs releasing. Be my guide. Still, holding Morgana's hand, I make my way to the wall and toss her a pool cue where the landscape painting hangs. Yeah, she is literally one-armed. That's why she'd get dominated. She'd get absolutely crushed. You told me to come back if I ever figured out your name, George. Hey, Michelle. Hello. How'd you figure out it was me? Of course I'd recognize my own brother. Well, granted, I didn't recognize you at first. It's not every day your big bro winds up as a painting, huh? It came as quite the surprise when I finally made the connection. I'll bet it did. Hold on a minute. You two are brothers? I assumed you knew. Oh, hello there. Quite the companion you've got there, Michelle. So what brings you two to my little corner of the house? I've decided I'm going to extinguish the mansion. Oh, really? Well, isn't that something? You act like I just told you what I'm having for supper. This place is going to disappear forever. Well, yeah, sure, but what brought about this? I've lost interest in cursing them. Ah ha ha, now that's some good news. You seem to get along surprisingly well with her. Time out the hoo-ha and nobody else to talk to will do that to you. Not that she ever gave me my time of day much. You expect me to stand there and listen to you yammer on for hours on end? The only thing you're good for is tossing rubbish into. Wait, so she was the one who put the master bedroom key in the painting? That she was. Just tossed her right on in, without even asking. Why would you get rid of the key to my room? I had no use for it, and being in that room always made me uncomfortable. It has this terrible warmth to it. I couldn't stand it. Sure glad she only tossed the key, though. It would have been bad if she'd thrown me out with it. I didn't see the need. I find it curious there was a soul here I hadn't summoned, but you were ultimately harmless, so I simply pretended you weren't there. So she ignored him for hundreds of years. I understand now what you meant, Michelle, when you said this world didn't belong only to me. Your brother was able to find his way here because it's a place deeply bound to your soul. I'm no expert on none of this spiritual stuff. All I know is, one day I was just here. Here and full of regret. So if I had to guess, I'd say I probably ended up here because I wanted to be somewhere I could feel you, Michelle. George, would you be so kind as to let me apologize? I know quite well how sorry you are. And you've already apologized once, besides. I went years not seeing you, not hearing from you, not having any idea what you thought about me. So when I got that painting, it was a huge blow to me, emotionally. But talking to you again has reminded me what kind of person you really are, George. You didn't mean to hurt me. Nope. Honestly, I had no idea what I was doing. Mom said paint it, so I painted it. And when she told me she'd sent it off to you, I didn't really think anything of it. It never even crossed my mind to think about how you felt out there. All alone, kind of pain you were going through just because of the way you were born. When you're not the one on the receiving end, it's pretty easy to be completely blind to your own actions. Never even occurred to me that we'd essentially exiled you, Michelle. Not until it was all over. Really, all I can say is, sorry you got stuck with such a dope for a brother. All I had to do was think about it. For 2 seconds, I would have realized what we were doing. You know, at the time I thought, what's it matter if you're a guy or a girl, you're still you. But I was wrong. It's not that simple. I can only imagine someone coming up to me one day and saying, nah, you're actually a girl. And everyone I care about suddenly not wanting anything to do with me? Man, what a drag that'd be. I'm real sorry, bro. It's okay, George. I forgive you. Oh, thanks. I wanted so badly to see you and Didier again, George. And while I didn't get that chance in life, I'm still glad to have the opportunity to talk to you now. To hear the things you never got to say. It pains me to see you reduced to this form, but knowing that it's a result of overwhelming regret, that you were just that desperate to find me again, it warms my heart. What? What on earth was that? Me trying my damnedest not to burst out in tears. I don't think it worked very well, though. Does the canvas look wet? Could you feel it for me? I think I'll pass. Not feeling up for any brotherly love? Honestly, I'm relieved to see you're still the same George I always knew. Changing ain't really my thing, after all. I suppose it isn't. This doesn't sit right with me. What? Why not? You're letting him off the hook far too easily, Michelle. I know very well just how much pain that painting caused you. It might as well have been what resurrected me. I'd move past that, though. Make him pay for what he did. Scribble on him. Do what? I'll scrawl your anger all over that ridiculous painting. But I'm not angry. Now that's a damn fine idea if I ever heard one. You most definitely need to make me pay, Michelle. George? Gone. Hit me with everything you got. Scribble away. Even if I wanted to, I have nothing to draw with. Oh, just use your finger. I'll trace it out for you. Come on, what are you waiting for? He really wants me to draw on him, doesn't he? He more than deserves it, Michelle. Bring it on, Michelle. This conversation got bizarre fast. Okay, I'll draw on you. Oh my. Now that is downright ghastly. What? You might actually have potential, Michelle. Voodoo dolls are the last thing I expected from you. And 4 of them at that. And a demonic being alongside them. Oh, I could just feel your burning rancor, Michelle. That's not what I drew at all. Then what is it? It's not important. Now that it's finished, I think it's time we all took our leave. Oh, can I come too? Well, I might need a little help with that, Michelle. As you can see, walking ain't one of my talents. That's all right. I'll carry you. Careful taking me off my hook. By all means, feel free to drop him, Michelle. I must say, that is a rather amusing sight. It's definitely not every day you get to see a full-grown man-turned painting being hauled down a spooky hall by his little bro. George. It does make me wonder, though. Are you two really brothers? I have a hard time believing you share even a drop of blood with this obnoxious lout, Michelle. We are brothers, right, George? Whoa, don't you start questioning it too, Michelle. We're absolutely positively 100% brothers. She has a good point, though. We don't even look that much alike. No shocking family plot twists here. I've known you since you were a baby, Michelle. Maybe you were secretly illegitimate, George, not me. Listen, you're not gonna let go of this, are you? I'm just playing with you. Oh my God, you just laughed. Yes? What? Oh, I didn't get to see it. What was it like? Give me all the details. An ordinary laugh. Is the world ending? It's not that big a deal. Guys, I laugh just like everyone else. No, you most certainly do not. No, you definitely don't. Well, so much for my tearful reunion with the brother I always knew and loved. Anyway, since we're breaking character here, how about one from our favorite witch, too? No cackling. That doesn't count. Excuse me, why would you want me to... Because every time I've seen you smile, it's never about anything good. Plus, now that you got your face back, you're actually quite the looker. Go on, give me a big old grin. It's not happening. Come on. Okay, fine. If you don't want to do it for me, just pretend it's for Michelle. What do I have to do with anything? You can do it for old Michelle, can't you? Just show him those pearly whites, girlie. Oh, if you insist, I suppose I can smile for Michelle, but only him. Excuse me, was that supposed to be my voice? Because I do not sound anything like that. Look at you, all puffing your cheeks and red in the face. George, try not to tease her too much. I don't know how anyone can stand you. It's like every word that comes out of your mouth exists solely to ruin the mood. You know, maybe it wouldn't hurt to lighten up a bit. This is the end of a long journey, but it doesn't mean we have to make it a somber and uptight affair. I'm genuinely not sure how I feel about you, the most somberly uptight man I know, telling me to lighten up. She's got a point, but I'm not that bad, am I? Anyway, shall we be off now? That we shall. The witch and her band of merry men departs. I'm not sure if one person in a talking painting constitutes a band. Giselle, I know we'll find each other again. I have faith we will. We'll cast away this mansion's darkness, and then I'll await your return, no matter how long it takes. Yes, I think it's time we took our leave. Got it. So they're sure that she isn't here. So she was freed somehow, whereas Michelle isn't freed because of the Didier and Georges stuff, and Morgana wasn't free, obviously, because of the three chuckle fucks. Having finished what we set out to do, and retrieved Georges as well, we made our way to the mansion's entrance hall. The large door stands there, firmly shut, holding in the darkness as it has for countless generations. But that time is almost at an end. The door ready to be opened to end the cycle and begin anew. Being a painting for all these years, I never realized just how big a place this was. All I ever got to see was a hallway, maybe a couple of doors. I mean, talk about dull, you know? Feels like I'm on an adventure exploring a whole new world. Very, very dark world. Michelle, would you mind shutting him up? If only it were that simple. Can you blame me for being talkative? It was a lonely life. That would be fine if you had any concept of the appropriate time and place to be chatty. Are you aware of where we are right now? The entrance. By the looks of things. Precisely. The end to a centuries-long act of vengeance is but a few feet beyond that door. And you're chatting away like it's another day at the court. Try to maintain at least a semblance of gravity if you would. I'm starting to notice you're rather unceremonious, aren't you, Morgana? This is a day to be celebrated, not to be all stiff and no fun allowed. Are you not at all worried? There's no guarantee any hope lies beyond that door. After all, when the mansion disappears, so too will we. And that's the rightful state of things. Our present forms may cease to exist, but our souls will live on, and so long as they do, we will eventually return to the world. Let us press onward, not fearing a temporary end. Well said, Michelle. If I had feet, you'd have just swept me right off them. George, I'm beginning to wonder what would happen if I threw you at the wall. No. Let's not do anything hasty here. Oh, for God's sake. You are the guide, so let's go then. Shall we? Morgana's right. There's a severe lack of gravity to the affair. But thanks to Georges' lackadaisical nature, whatever fear I had is gone as well. His ever playful interactions bring me back to when I was alive, to when it was me and my two brothers. Fond memories of the times we had together, of the admiration I had for them, of me chasing after them. Nothing could possibly replace those days, and I'm glad I had the chance to reflect on them, if only briefly, before the end. I take a few steps forward, stopping just in front of the door, and Morgana steps up beside me. I envision the light that lies beyond it, radiant and white, waiting to rip through the darkness, the light we seek, that we've long sought. I take in a deep breath, look up at the door, place my hand on its hard surface, and push it open, welcoming the future it holds. Burn the witch. What? Crucify the impure. We take one step back, then another. What we find outside is not a blinding realm of light, but churning blackness and the stench of blood and rust. Metal clanks, growing louder with each heavy footstep of the approaching night. Picks that go fucking hard. I can't get over it. Death to the unholy. 3 days and 3 nights hanged upon the cross, purified by the fires of heaven. Death. What's going on? I never summoned this thing. Even though we're no longer holding hands, I can feel Morgana trembling. She's no longer the witch, the once absolute ruler of this domain, but a frightened young girl. Placing my arm around her shoulders and pulling her in, I stare, half dumbfounded, at the night. It is our holy duty, as knights of the church, to deliver punishment unto the heathen, who made a pact with the devil. The night draws nearer and nearer, its movements sluggish, but constant. Didier. Wait, for real? Crucify the witch. Cast judgment upon the demon. The word witch, coming from the delirious, vengeful phantom's mouth, proves far more distressful for Morgana than me. Whoa, hold on. What's Dee doing here? Please, come to your senses, Didier. I know it's you. Judgment. Crucifixion, execution. No, I'm not a witch. The knight, partially occluded by the dark writhing miasma enveloping him, but he bears the same muscular build as the Didier I knew in life. And he's unwaveringly determined to see us executed. Didier, this is not how I had hoped our reunion would go. Didier. Why, after so very long, is this how the three of us find each other again? Images flash through my mind the day I left the Bollinger estate, when Didier promised me we would meet up one day again. Them each giving me a hug, before I climbed into the carriage. First Didier, then Georges. Is this my fault? Is he here because I wished to be reunited with my brothers? Is this the way fate chose to grant that wish? Burn the witch. Oh, well, look at that. Guess I'm not your only blockheaded brother, huh? Georges, before you get any bright ideas, Michelle, it's not your fault our long-awaited family reunion didn't quite go as planned. And just like me, Dee cursed himself. Only it seems his was a whole lot more powerful. God, I really didn't pay a lick of attention to either of you, did I? The unclean witch must be purified from this world. It is my duty. Hey, Dee, you in there? I shoved a whole lot of crap onto your plate. Keeping up the family name, taking care of Ma, just about everything I could leave you with, I did. I must uphold the honor of the family name. And then when it was all over, I blamed you for killing our little brother. I was convinced that you could do anything, that you were stronger than anyone. Crucify the witch. I'm sorry, Dee. Burn the witch. He continues his plodding march forward, seemingly unaffected. It's impossible to tell if Georges' words are getting through to him. Stop. Didier, please. And my words don't seem to be either. Didier. He's closing in on us, and we're running out of space to retreat. All right, Dee. If that's how it's gotta be. But just this once, okay? The knight takes another heavy, merciless step toward us. The exit's right there. But we're backed up against the wall. The end, almost within our grasp, yet it seems so hopelessly far away now. Please, Didier, don't do this. I know you don't actually want to hurt anyone. Didier. The knight raises his sword, thrusting it forward with a sharp whoosh. Death. But then, breaking free from my grasp, the painting leaps into the air. I'm really sorry. You got stuck with a pair of dolts for brothers. Georges! The next second, my eldest brother's blade pierces Georges. Georges! Georges! His form wavers momentarily before fading into the darkness, his voice lingering behind. Don't worry about me, Michelle. I've got my share of redemption lately. I know we can be a bit of a pain, but do for Dee what you did for me. Would you? Now go on. Call out to him. Suck in a big whole breath. Call out to our brother with everything you've got. Georges. It is my duty to punish the impure, to uphold the Bollinger name. Didier. Despite having already stabbed Georges, the knight continues his march, blade pointed straight at me. I clench my teeth and glare at my eldest brother. Running is out of the question. This doesn't have to go on any longer. It is my duty as the eldest son. You deserve to be freed from your bonds as well. Be gone from this world. Didier! I shout his name with every ounce of air in my lungs. His eyes go wide, and his blade swerves off course, missing my heart. And piercing my gut instead. Didier, it's okay. You can let go now. It's not your responsibility anymore. You have no duty to anything anymore, Didier. I reach a hand out for my brother. Blood spills from the hole in my abdomen in rhythmic spurts. And I can feel something hot rising in my throat. But that doesn't stop me. That doesn't stop my hand crawling through the air toward him. He's my brother. I have to do whatever I can for him. Free him. Bring him back. Didier, there's nothing here in need of your judgment. With shaking fingers, I clasp my brother's arm. I squeeze, holding on with what vigor remains, and give another shout. Look me in the eyes, Didier, please. Hear my voice, hear your brother's voice. I can't stand to lose anyone else. If you don't come to your senses, then Georges' sacrifice will have been in vain. It's time. It's time for you to break free. For all three of us to be free of the curses we placed on ourselves. Didier, please. I hear a sound that's somewhere between a grunt and a gasp. My vision's gone blurry, so I blink hard several times, clearing my eyes to get a better look. Didier, I can see his face, twisted in anguish. Michel. Didier. Oh. Thank goodness. You heard my voice. Did I do this to you, Michel? Oh, it's nothing. I've made the same terrible mistake once more. Didier, I caused you harm, attempted to take your life. It's all right, Didier. Michel, release yourself from the chains that bind you. But those aren't your duties anymore. You don't have to protect the family name or uphold the order's standards. You can do as you wish. Punish me for my wrongdoing, please, Michel. Punish me. Didier, cast judgment upon me. It's all in the past. Judgment is not necessary for anyone. That doesn't change what I did. I killed you and hanged you from a cross. I must be made to pay for my sins. Punish me, Michel. I implore you. Didier, I think I now know why you never removed your helm that day, why you remained silent for the whole ordeal. Michel, you were crying, weren't you? Weeping for me. Your tears are atonement enough for me. Michel, you bore a great deal of responsibility in life. As the Bollingers' firstborn, you were obligated to protect your family's honor. As a knight of the church, you were tasked with the duty of my execution. You had no other choice. I sincerely believe there was nothing else you could have done. I bear no grudge against you, no resentments for the decisions you were forced to make, and I certainly don't curse you. Let's just forget it all. It's long over and done. Still, it was a mistake I never should have made. I took the life of the purest soul I know. There's no honor in that. Didier, I put protecting the family name above protecting my actual family. You trusted me. You believed in me to the very end. And I killed you. I knew what I was doing. I knew you weren't cursed. I knew you weren't a witch. I knew you weren't a demon child. You were never unclean. You're my brother. Your family. And I robbed you of your life. There's no one in this world more unfit to be a knight than me. You don't have to be a knight anymore. You don't have to be the Bollingers' firstborn son. Deciding not to wear those labels won't make you any less the brother I always loved. I'm honored to have been born into the same family as you, Michel. There's something I never asked the chance to tell you, Didier. All my life, I looked up to you, admired you, and I still do, even now. If there's a next life awaiting us, I hope we can be brothers again, Didier. Would you mind if I wished for that? No, of course not. Please do. And I hope you'll allow me to wish the same. I love you, Michel, my dear little brother. Upon those words, Didier's phantom begins fading away. A white mist that almost looks like it's made of undulating particles of light rises up around him, and before he's completely enveloped, I catch a glimpse of tears streaking his cheeks. It's the first time I've ever seen him cry. I attempt to give him a smile in return, but if I were to guess, I'd say it probably looks rather forced. The fact that I'm fighting back tears at the same time certainly isn't doing anything to make it convincing. Before he's completely faded away, I wrap my arms around my brother's shoulders, much like he did for me on the day of my exile. Not as an eternal farewell, but as a promise that we will meet again. Didier, Georges, right now, in this moment, I have no regrets about having been born a Bollinger. All I have is great pride. So I pray that one day, be it 10 or 1,000 years from now, the three of us can be reunited. I've got a number of things going through my mind right now, Morgana. I'm not sure how to put any of it into words. Don't worry, those words say everything. You can cry if you want. I won't mock you. I promise. No, I won't cry. I'll save my tears for our reunion. Oh, that painting. It didn't have to get itself destroyed. He'll be fine, I'm sure. I have faith. And as you know quite well, wishes do come true. Would you mind giving me a hand, Morgana? I'm gonna need a little help getting back up. After a moment's pause, she hesitantly extends her fleshless hand. I clasp the bones, and with her aid pull myself to my feet. Blood spurts from my gut as I do. There's not much in the way of pain, strangely, only creeping exhaustion. I feel like my legs will give out if I so much as give them the chance. Leaning on Morgana, we make our way back to the entrance. You're not going to disappear, are you? Don't worry, Morgana. I won't disappear. All right. Let's open the door. Together. Bring light into this world of darkness. Move forward. Start anew. Brighter. Let's. I take in a deep breath. Look up at the door. My eyes on the future. It's time to open the door. Not to an ending, but the door to a new beginning. May the world that awaits us be filled with light. Immersed in a near blinding light, we press onward. It's white in all directions, not the tiniest speck of color to contaminate it. In fact, the concept of direction doesn't seem to exist in this world. Only pure, never-ending white. Actually, no. That's not right now that I consider it. I was thinking of white as an absence of color. But white, the color, fills this plane. It's all disappearing. We made the right choice, didn't we? Yes. This is how it is meant to be. You're a rather impressive man, I hope you realize. Not only did you free 3 trapped souls, you also saved your brother. I didn't do any of that alone. Without help, I doubt I would have made it this far. I would have shattered yet again, until nothing was left. And Giselle gave you that strength. She did. So what? You're going to wait here for her? I am. In that condition, I won't let myself disappear before she's made it back. Do you remember the warning I gave you in the mansion? About how if a soul is damaged and destroyed, it's wholly and utterly erased from existence? Never to return in any shape or form? If you lose much more blood, that's what will happen to you. You'll be erased forever. Don't worry. I won't let that happen. You push yourself too hard, Michelle. I feel like you're hurt in some way almost every time I see you. Though I suppose about half of that would be my doing. You may have caused me some pain, but I also wouldn't be here without you. What? I mean it. If you say so. Besides, I've practically only ever seen you hurt, too. I suppose so. Whatever form your soul may assume in your next life, I'll be praying there's far less pain in it for you. This is why I'll never get along with you. Always concerned about others. Can I ask you something? If you were to be born again, would you want it to be in a fully male body? It's what I've always wanted. So yes, I would. In your next life, if you have one, do you want to see Giselle again? Absolutely I do. And what if you could only have one or the other? Which would you choose? Do you even need to ask? No, I suppose not. You know, I'm neither a witch nor a saint, just an ordinary, powerless soul now, so my wishes aren't likely to cause any more miracles. But I think I'll wish for something anyway. For what? Not telling. Smile, smile, we gotta smile. Well, I'll be off then. All right. I didn't think it would be so difficult to come up with parting words. You can say whatever you like. The first thing that comes to mind is fine. Okay. Then I'll say to you the same thing I said to them. Farewell, Michelle. Until our souls cross paths once more in this boundless sphere of fate. Farewell indeed. If, however, if by some infinitesimally low chance we do happen to meet again, would you be my friend? Morgana. Absolutely. I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm not a nice person, you know. I'm nothing like the white-haired girl. I'm sure to be off-putting and rude, to cause you much grief and pain. Don't worry. I'm resilient enough to handle a little pain without pulling away. You're fine as you are. You don't need to change. So let's meet up in our next lives and become good friends. Not good friends, and not acquaintances either. Just plain friends. Understood? Understood. I'm rather looking forward to it. Now, this is goodbye for real, so I suppose I'll part with some uncharacteristic honesty. I'm glad to have had you in my life, Michelle. And thank you for everything. Morgana, farewell. Until our souls cross paths once more. It's so quiet. So unbelievably desolate. Giselle, you endured centuries waiting for me to return. So I'll wait right here for as long as I must. I can feel the mansion, that gathering place for the departed, fading away. I did it, Giselle. I broke the curse. I cast off the darkness. I saved Morgana and all the other souls trapped there. I couldn't have done it without you. I miss you, Giselle. All I want is to see your face, to hear your voice, to feel your warmth, to tell you how much I love your smile. Yo, Low Bill, what's good? How are you? This is like the end of a 50-hour thing, so give me a little bit of time, but I'll say what's up in a little bit. It's very good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We've been doing this since August. I started this game in August. Where are you, Giselle? I know I said I wouldn't let myself disappear until you came back, and I'm wishing with all my might for my body to hold out. But it doesn't seem to be working very well. I'm coming to realize as I grow weaker that the will of one man is nothing in the face of the will of the universe. Where are you, Giselle? I can't see you anywhere. You gotta show the master bedroom, right? Sure. It's a really well done effect. I can see right through my hands, Giselle. My lower body is already gone, and the rest of it is following. I hope you'll still be able to find me, even without a body. Yo, thank you for the resub. I see the icon. Thank you so much, Low Bill. It really is very good to see you. I've been here for a long time. It's like somebody walking in the series finale of Breaking Bad. It's just like, I love to see you, but just like, please give me a minute. I've lost my voice now, Giselle. I don't have much left to lose. I'm dissolving into the light. Say my name, Giselle. I want to hear you. Say my name. I'm here, waiting for you. See, now they're showing their spots. The library, and it'll show the master bedroom. Come on, I'm just waiting for it, man. Where are you, Giselle? Am I making it through to you even a little? I need you. I can't allow myself to disappear until you've returned. Giselle. Michelle. Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. Finally. I've finally found you. I'm sorry it took so long. Don't worry, Michelle. I know that's you. I'll always be able to recognize you. No matter what. You don't have to be afraid. I wouldn't have made it out if it weren't for you, Michelle. A ray of light reached deep into the darkness, all the way down to where I was lost. It was a light more radiant than anything I've ever seen. So much so I couldn't hold back my tears. You fought so very hard. You broke the mansion's curse, released it from the darkness. I was right about you. You are strong, immeasurably so. Can you hear me there, Michelle? I'm sorry for keeping you waiting so long, for letting you deteriorate like this. But thank you. Thank you for waiting. Now it's time for us to return back to our rightful places. So please, Michelle, don't disappear on me. Don't let your soul's flame be extinguished. I beg you. Keep holding on. There's still so much I need to tell you. I want to hear your voice. I want to feel your arms around me once more. I don't care when, as long as I can have that someday. So that means I need you not to disappear on me. Michelle. Michelle. I believe in you, Michelle. I believe you're still there, and you're still holding on. So I ask that one day you'll come and take my hand again. Pauline. Hello? Anybody in there? Class is about to start. Last I checked, the teacher never came in through the window. Oh, right. Just a second. You've been doing that a lot lately. Just staring out the window. You watching for something or just spacing out? There's this girl who's usually out there around this time every day. Right over there. You see her? Huh. Oh, that one? Looks like she goes to the junior high a few streets down. That's what I thought. But look at her hair. That flaxen color. It's almost the exact same color as mine. I can't get her out of my mind. Oh, really? If you're that interested, why not go have a chat sometime? I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Obviously, you've got to go with the old classic. Hey, baby, want to get some ice cream and hang out? That sounds like a great way to get slapped. I'm not trying to pick her up. Oh, you're lying to yourself, man. No, I don't know. Like, I'm curious. That's all. And I'm curious about what makes your head work, because it sure ain't what everyone else's runs on. Now get moving. It's almost time for class. Oh, wait, I'm coming. I wonder what her name is. Hey, did you hear about the new ice cream shop that just opened down by the bus stop? I did. And I hear their mint is super good too. Oh no, I want to try it. What do you say? Want to go check it out? Let's go. Get some of that mint with a big pile of chocolate chips on top. I know, I'll get a double scoop. That sounds amazing. I'm going to get a double too. I bet the line's going to be crazy. We better get going or... What is it? There's a cute boy who goes to that school there, and I think we just locked eyes for a second. Oh, what's he look like? A prince. A prince. Seriously? Don't you be making fun of princes now. You're not 9, you're 14. You still haven't grown out of your fairy tale phase? Like, pff, oh my God. Just you wait. One of these days I'll meet a real prince, and then you won't be laughing anymore. Like you'd ever get a real prince's attention. Hey, that's not very nice. Jerk, blockhead meanie. Come on, let's get going. Oh, fine. I'll show you one day. That is my prince. Where is he? See the ice cream salesman? We couldn't be luckier to have a talented engineer like yourself assigned to our branch. Oh, did it really say Rose Street? Fuck me up, man. No, I didn't. You give me too much credit, sir. You don't give yourself enough credit. I've seen your record, and you come highly recommended from HQ. I've got high hopes for you. The higher your hopes, the greater the fallout when I make a mistake, which frightens me. What you call a mistake is what we generally refer to as a great accomplishment. I don't think I've ever met anyone as close to a perfect human being as you. I am far, far from perfect. You Japanese really are a humble lot, aren't you? What is it? I thought I just saw a woman I recognized. We get a lot of tourists from your parts of the world around here. She's not Japanese. No, I must have been imagining it. This is my first time in France, after all. Pauline! Pauline! The art museum. Shopping. How can you take a vacation to France and not want to see the art? We were there all day yesterday. And you agreed before we left today would be a shopping day. Oh, that was before I realized just how big it was. Just how many beautiful paintings they had on display. There's no way one day is enough to see it all. Wait a minute. Hold on. I can't go back. But what was that place that they were in? What was the place that Yukimasa was in? One whole day of my vacation bored out of my skull. Not like you can eat the stuff, so what good is it anyway? Please. A bakery. All right, see that I was hoping it was a little cafe sandwich shop. How about this? We just go to a different museum. Just no art this time. Oh, what kind of museum? If you don't want to look at art. A torture museum. I think I hate you. Lighten up. You telling me you don't want to see centuries of torture devices from all around the world? Absolutely not. And then we stick to the plan and go shopping. Oh, have it your way. But you didn't have to be so. Watch out, behind you. What? Ah! Oh, god damn, that hurt. I'm sorry. Hey, learn where to watch where you're walking, why don't you? And if you're so desperate to make a damn ruckus, go find a cafe or somewhere out of the way. Well, excuse me. I apologized, didn't I? No need to be such a dickwad. Have you ever heard of talking, or is yelling the only thing you're capable of? This is why I can't stand tourists. Have some damn consideration for the people who aren't here just to fool around. For the love of God. The hell's got your panties in a... And he's gone. Oh, that sure was something. Something is right. An insufferable asshole, more like. Burn in hell, motherfucker! That said, I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Nah, it was just your imagination. Wow, that's cool. Hey, you there. The paper? Good Lord, the stock market's a damn mess. What a nightmare. Tourists don't know how to shut up. The French are a bunch of stuck-up snobs. Pizza's awful. Nobody knows how to make spaghetti. Maybe I should just pack up my bags and forget it all. What the hell is this? An article about the human voice? Scientists studying the effects certain frequencies in the human voice have on the brain. Keep this mumbo-jumbo out of the paper, my God. Save it for some paranormal or science magazine. Back to the stocks page. Damn it! The wind got my hat! What is wrong with today? I believe this is yours? Yeah. Thank you. The pleasure is mine. Have a nice... Hold on a second. Yes? First off, before I say anything, I am not trying to hit on you, so don't get the wrong idea. Now, have we met before? We have, yes. When? And where? Oh, a long, long time ago. Much too long for you to remember. Excuse me? Our paths crossed in a mansion many, many years ago. I'm glad to see you haven't changed a bit. I'm not particularly in the mood for jokes and supernatural nonsense today, lady. I'm quite serious. One more question. Do we got any, shared acquaintances? We do, yes. Though I couldn't say whether she's here or not. Hopefully you have the chance to cross paths with her. I, too, am looking for someone. Have a good day, sir. Goodbye. There are memories. Memories ingrained in my soul. Over the years, they've grown gradually more distinct. And now, at the age of 21, I remember everything. Were I to tell this to anyone, they would think me mad. So I've kept it to myself my whole life. I remember many ages ago, there was a mansion. There, I met and lost someone dear to me. There I waited for him to return. I remember all the centuries I spent waiting, and I remember he almost lost his soul trying to save me. I'm once again waiting for him. I'm making my way to where that mansion once stood, a single red rose in hand. A rose containing all my hopes, my dreams, my love. A prayer that it might one day reach you. Roses make wonderful gifts, after all. I probably sound like I'm out of my mind, waiting for a man who exists only in my memories. A man who in my 21 years of life I've never once even caught a glimpse of. But that doesn't matter, because I know how much he means to me. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I will wait. I'll trust the memories burned into my soul. Lobo, one sec. I got a subathon coming up if you want to take a look. December 26th. I don't know when he'll show up or if he even will. Maybe we'll never meet in this life. Maybe I'll wait until I've grown old and died, but should that happen, I'll continue waiting for you in my next life. And the one after that if I have to. I'll always be waiting, no matter how long it may take, how great the obstacles that stand in my way, or what form you may assume. I'll wait as long as it takes. Another 100, another 1,000 years. So just promise you'll come back for me? Michelle. Damn. And damn. Wow. Thanks, Day. Shout out to the Fanbox supporters. Don't worry. You don't have to wait any longer. Giselle. I'm here for you.
Estou contando os dias que nós passamos. O que você esconde de todo.
Dude, he's a hunk.
Não me deixe somente.
There are memories. Memories ingrained in my soul. I remember there once stood a mansion here, in which many tragedies took place, in which great pain was suffered. Much of what happened in those walls was unspeakable, but they're events I should have never forgotten, because amidst all the misfortune, I attained something irreplaceable. Giselle, there's so much I have to say, so much I want you to know. But I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to get to all that. So for the time being, allow me to say this. Giselle? Your smile is the light of my life. I want to spend my days with you. With that smile always at my side, and nothing to get in our way. Now just say the Our Father, everybody. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. No, it's probably not going to do the whole thing. I ask of thee, O Father. To bestow upon their souls thy blessing. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. We're gonna check out this prologue because I don't know what it would entail. But I just want to sink in this. I just want to hang out in this for a minute. Thanks for all the support. As I said at the beginning, and as was made an example of by my buddy Lowbill. Shout out to Lowbill, by the way. Thanks for popping. I haven't seen Lowbill in so long. Lowbill's a friend of mine from back home. I grew up with him. This is a risk. This is a... this is 50 hours of this. I'm so glad that we ended the year off with this. I'm so glad I did this whole thing. I can't wait to see the other stories in this little world. It's just so good. It's just so good. So, thanks everybody. Thank you. For everybody that popped in even for a minute, everybody who just kind of like acted like they were invested when they haven't been, everybody that kind of like caught it and got invested for a couple episodes and then missed a Sunday and fell off. Huge thank you to everybody who actually watched these VODs and kept up with this story. Unbelievable. I am enriched by experiencing my first visual novel. Truly. This will not be my last visual novel. Absolutely won't. And I had played, I had played Cyclonials last year, but that doesn't really count. And then I had played 13 Sentinels, but that's an action game. This is a true birthed out of Comiket Dojin-ass visual novel. And I couldn't be happier with it. So while it was huge for me, just personally, to go through this, the fact that I had you guys at my side, hanging out, cracking jokes, making jokes about eating sand and ham sandwiches and spaghetti and whatever else, all the little jokes that arose throughout this game really just elevated it to a whole different level, and I totally appreciate it. We're gonna dip into the prologue here, see what has to be said here. I think it's only 20 minutes long. I think it's relatively quick. I saw it when I was looking up the YouTube long play. Shouldn't be too long. But let's go into it now before we finish out the house in Fata Morgana for good. One last thing. I left my hat inside the mansion. Wake up. Please, wake up. Come on. Good evening. What's the occasion? You never come to wake me up. Oh, I was merely concerned for your health. You really should be sleeping in a proper bed. You were concerned about me. You do realize the concept of health bears little meaning for either of us, don't you? Why would I not be concerned? You are me. If something were to cause you to depart this world, well, the same would be said of me. Ah, right. That's true. It was so long ago, I almost forgot I told her she was me. And it would seem she still believes that to be the case. Foolish woman. What kind of herbal tea would you like to start your day with? I have some lovely mint leaves, if you'd like. They're wonderful for improving one's mood. Oh, I have no interest in or need for tea. That is most unfortunate. In that case, perhaps you could tell me a story. A story? You mean the one about Michelle and Giselle again? Yes, that one. Oh, I do love that story oh so very much. I, for one, am growing rather tired of it. I've told it to you dozens of times now. Now, don't be like that. The best stories never stop being moving, no matter how many times you hear them. It's like I'm talking to a child. All right then, how about this? I'm going to ask you a question. If you give me an answer I like, well, I'll tell the story again. Oh? What kind of question? Nothing difficult. I promise. I want to hear your opinion on something. Do you think Giselle and Michelle should be reunited? That is far from a simple question if I do say so myself. Well, she'd certainly be happiest if you were to return, yes. After all, Giselle yearns after Michelle so much she takes the name Michelle when she's reborn. That she does. She assumes the name every single time. But her namesake, the real Michelle, has never once shown up. No, he has not. In which case, the more realistic option for her is to attain happiness would be to forget about him and stay here in the mansion with me. I could take very good care of her, provide her with enough happiness to balance out all the tragedy she's had to suffer. This is brilliant. If only she had any idea how far off the mark she was. You are Giselle, my dear. Another question, then. If, hypothetically, you were Giselle, what would you do? What do you mean? Would you still want to be reunited with Michelle? If I were Giselle? I imagine I would keep waiting. Yes. For someone who, after hundreds of years, has never showed any signs of returning. As long as the possibility remains, what's a few hundred years? Waiting is something I do quite well. Furthermore, I've not been through any of what Giselle has, so I would have little reason to give up hope. I almost want to tell her, to drag her back through all her memories. Michelle, showing up at the mansion never realizing who you really are, and you, unable to bear the disappointment, the betrayal. Is something the matter? I think I'll refrain, though. I have no particular desire to cause Giselle pain, and I wouldn't want her to break down entirely. She's of no use to me, non-functional. Oh, your answer was not entertaining enough. so I won't be telling the story of Giselle and Michelle today. It was not to your satisfaction? That is most unfortunate. I'm going for a walk. You do whatever you please. Enjoy yourself. This isn't what I wanted. Tell me it's not all my fault. Oh, God. Closing your eyes won't make your problems go away. It won't erase your crimes. It won't take you out of this place. It won't make me despise you any less. Let me go. Please. I'm begging you. I feel like I'm gonna go mad. There's nothing here. Absolutely nothing. I vaguely remember a beautiful rose garden, but those memories just make it worse. I can't stand the sight of this emptiness any longer. Well, you'd better get used to it, or accept your growing madness, because this is all you'll be seeing for eternity. But it's not my fault. I'm not all my fault. Repeating that won't make it true. Tell me something, Mel. Who's the girl you cared most about? I presume you've been here long enough that you can remember the era of roses. You remember what you said to your dear sister, the girl you once went to such lengths to save. You called her disgusting. You pushed her away. You were a terrible brother and person. I can't stop laughing when someone like you starts going on about how much you care, how important this or that person is to you. Empty, superficial, meaningless words. I love it. Please, enough. Brilliant. I'm so sorry. You'll never have my forgiveness. Never. Farewell, my dear. Going down. He doesn't give a shit. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's got no interest. I don't think I'll even bother with him today. For the best. Well, hello there, if it isn't Morgana. Where are you going? How you been? What you been up to? Want to have a little chat? Do you know the time? Hello? And I'm definitely not dealing with him. Oh, I see you finally regained the appearance of a man. Your mind doesn't seem to be quite there yet, though. Having trouble moving around, too. Whatever it is you're trying to say, I can't say I much care. I revile you far more than any of the others. You drained me of my blood, and then you murdered me. You're the worst of them all. Enjoy an eternity of agony. Eventually, the nothingness will become too much for you to bear. The more of yourself you regain, the more this place will eat away at you. I will say, it was quite amusing seeing someone as heartless as you try to show something resembling care for another human being. You learned your lesson, though, didn't you? Ultimately, you're only capable of causing pain. So long, Lord. Morgana. Oh, back from your walk already? Not much to see, after all. What are you looking out the window for? Come see for yourself. Look, there's a shadow outside. A shadow? It's heading towards the house. I do believe I see white hair, too. It must be her. Oh my, oh my. I need to get things prepared to welcome her back. Her? That doesn't make any sense. The mansion isn't in the physical world right now. How could she be here? Wait, is that? She chose a wonderful time to return. No one else here to take her attention. I might be able to convince her to stay with me this time. Perhaps. Giselle's gone so blind, she can't even see that that's not a woman out there. Is that you, Michelle? After all these years, you show up actually looking like yourself, without a body of flesh, at this gathering place of souls. Oh, I must have her be my master, for I've been waiting so very long. Master? Yeah, what about it? You've never once called her that. Oh, I haven't? I can't say I remember either way. I'm going to add a few logs to the fireplace. We wouldn't want the house to be cold when she arrives. You go do that. I don't get it. Why are you showing up now, Michelle? Looking like that? And what provoked Giselle to call you master? Well, it doesn't matter either way. Whatever your reasons, you're still frail and powerless. I suppose I'll just watch and see. I'm more than happy to keep you around, as long as you don't look like her. I too have been wanting to see you again, Michelle, though not nearly as much as her. Cute. Cute. The house in Fata, Morgana. Holy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. This has been great. This has been really great. I like that too. Good game. Good fucking game. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Truly, thank you.